Greetings, fam. Listen, y'all know who it is. It's your host with emotions, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. And you have landed where? Again, in Wind Down Wednesday, therapy with a sip, grown folk conversation. And as I always say, if you're not grown, do what? Get your ass out the room. Because it's grown folk time. We have to have some time to ourselves. Those YNs are taking over, and that's okay. We let them have their space. But this is a time and a space and place for us to have the kinds of conversations that we really need, right? So here I am, providing a platform. And this platform, I usually say FUBU, right? For us, by us. That we get an opportunity to have a space that's for us, right? Because we have all other kinds of spaces that we can go into, and it's multicultural. And that's okay. But we need a space, place, and time for us to be able to have the conversations that we need to have. And I think it's going to be very powerful tonight, right? Because we're going to talk about, has race relations improved in America? So let me see where we at so that I can get us going, right? This is some new software that I'm introducing to you all. So hopefully you're able to see it and experience it because we're going to be utilizing it, okay? I'm taking classes on how to use it. I'm being tutored on how to use this software. So do this for you, for me, and for us. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Okay. All right. Let me know if you can hear me. All right. The priestess is in the house. Gratitude. That's ATL, baby. That's ATL in the house. Listen, when you all come in, please do this for you, for me, and for us. Let us know where you're hailing from because we can make connections. This is what this is about. You can come here, you can get free advertisement, whatever you need. You can come here and you can get that here and Wind Down Wednesday, therapy with a sip, grown folk conversation. Okay? So, as we always say, when you come in, do what? Share. Because what? Sharing is what? Caring. Sharing is caring. All right? So that's what I'm doing now. So you all give me an opportunity. As you all are coming in, I'm sharing. Okay? Yeah, I'm sharing. ATL, baby, ATL. ATL. So let's get this out here. Let's hit that share button. And we're going to talk about this tonight. All right? I have an amazing wine. Oh, you women, you guys are going to love this. I have a South African wine, a sweet red wine that I know if you guys get a hold to this, oh my God, it's going to be off the chain, right? Okay, let's give ourselves a hand. Okay, so please be advised what we're doing is we're streaming live to YouTube, my YouTube page. We're streaming live to the Truth Session. We're streaming live to my personal Facebook page. So everyone should be getting these notifications and we should have a packed out house, a full house, so that we can enjoy ourselves. We can have that grown folk conversation. All right. So let me share. And that's what I'm doing. So today is Wednesday. How was you guys' day today? What did you guys do today? How was your day? Right? Of course, as I always share with you guys, my day is always filled full of meditation, preparing for us to come together and have an amazing share with each other. Okay. All right. So listen, also our numbers are up. We have like 190 some subscribers to our Wind Down Wednesday page. But however, listen. Let's get that number up to 200. Share with some of your friends. Tell your friends, hey, listen, go like and subscribe. Wind Down Wednesday. Okay? Gratitude. Okay. So we're going to get all this going here in just a moment. So let's see. Let's see if it's reaching our audience. This is new software that I'm dealing with, family. Okay. So you know how it is when you're dealing with new software. Okay. All right. So, okay. So I know most of my family is not here. My staff is not here. So that tells me something, right? So let's take a look at this. Okay. All right. Again, we're going to be dealing with some very powerful stuff. Okay. We're going to be dealing with it. Yeah, I know, right? Has race relations improved in America? ATL in the house. I see Queen Octavia has come in. All right. So again, like I'm sharing with you guys, we are dealing with new software. And so I'm trying to see if it's reaching everyone. But we're going to get into our conversation tonight. And as we're getting ready to get into our conversations tonight, I want to express my gratitude to all of the sponsors, the Prince of Peace, Queen Octavia, the Master Teacher, the Quantum Shifter, the Shape Shifter, the Code Breaker, baby. Tracy and Anthony Love. Also, Priestess Lavelle. Also, Queen Kizzy. Also, T Swin, Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast. They're sponsoring tonight's podcast. Okay. All right. So again, we're streaming live to Facebook, also to YouTube. You all can find it on the YouTube page as well. Okay. So can you guys hear me well? Thank you for supporting. Thank you. Thank you for the support. All right. So how was you? Coming in loud and clear. Gratitude. So how was your day today, Priestess Lavelle? What you do today? What's up? Talk to me. Or talk to us. All right. Yeah. So this is the new, again, this is new software. And I'm able to have this software because of the sponsors, those that sponsor, because you all need to understand software costs. And there's other software that we also need to purchase. And we're utilizing whatever you all are donating, we're utilizing it to upgrade what it is that we're doing here in Wind Down Wednesday. Okay? So please note that. And let me put a little reverb on that, make that sound a little different. You had an amazing day. Great, great, great priestess. So again, please, 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 please share the feed. Let's be here for each other. Queen Octavia, you had a productive day. Gratitude for sharing. It's amazing when we share how things are escalated, right? Okay. So I'm still sharing, family. Okay. I'm hitting some of these groups. Let me hit a few groups. And we'll get at our conversation and they can catch it on the back end. Right? Okay. All right. How is the feed coming through, family? Because normally when I just come straight through Facebook, the feed is off a little bit. So how's the feed coming through? Is it coming through okay? Okay. Great. All right. Okay, give me just a second here, family. Okay. Here we go. All right. Looks good, sound good. Great, great. Gratitude, gratitude. All right, so let's give our shouts out before we go ahead and go into this. We're going to give our shouts out. Our shouts out tonight is going to be to Black Moses Freedom Festival CEO and founder, Queen Basu Black Sis Nefertim, by way of the Lowlands, by way of the ATL, by way of Charleston, the Lowlands down there, and the ATL, Queen Basu Nefertim, or Queen Basu Black Sis Nefertim. Also, we want to shout out Dr. Cleo. She's having a wellness retreat in the ATL this weekend, if I'm not mistaken and I'm recalling correctly. I see the Prince of Peace has made it in. Also, shout out to DJ Boogie, well-renowned DJ Boogie, the ATL, baby, by way of 312, Chicago by way of 217, Springfield, Illinois. Shout out to TR Media Network, Dr. Tina. Also, shout out to She Truckin', Miss Moore. Shout out to Crown Vibes, WPTP FM Radio 100.1 out of Chattanooga. Yes, indeed. So shout out to them. And shout out to my very own staff, my staff that's been holding me up and supporting me. Shout out to them. Shout out to the True Session. Shout out to Wind Down Wednesday, Therapy with a Sip, Grown Folk Conversation, hosted by yours truly, the host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. All right. So listen, let's get ready to get into our conversation. Hey, everybody else, they'll catch up with us later on, right? Yes, indeed. Let me show that. Okay, there we go. JP. So, okay, give me just a second, fam. Everybody good? All right. So let's have this conversation. We're going to have this conversation. And please, you all can do this. Do this for me and do it for us. You can repost what the topic is. Have race relations improved in America? Okay. All right. And it's coming through on our YouTube. Let me put it out here on YouTube. Has race in America? Isn't that something? It's something that we have to ask that question, isn't it? Okay. So let's put that up there. All right. So look like on YouTube, we're streaming pretty good, family. And that's why we're making this investment so that, thank you, Prince of Peace, JP Hall. Wind Down Wednesday Therapy with a Sip Grown Folk Conversation. The Truth Session, Black Moses Freedom Festival, turning a moment into a movement. Podcast, Beaded Vibrations, J Love, Dr. Tina, Jay Ramsey, the Blackest Truth at Highlight. Listen, thank you for that. Thank you. Gratitude. All right. So now that we this is amazing, family. I've been taking tutorial classes. Shout out to T Swin, who's been teaching me how to use this software. And shout out to the extended hand of She Trucking. They're well adversed in using this kind of software. So I'm excited about that. Let's give them a hand. Right? Shout out to my queen that's been holding me down. That's been there for me through this transitioning period. Shout out to her. And she knows who she is. And I'm not going to tell y'all. But she knows who she is. Shout out to her. And so let's move into this. I'm going to hit this share button a couple of more times, and then we're going to go ahead on and get into this. I'm excited about this conversation tonight. I think it's going to be very powerful, as always. Okay. Come on, Facebook. Give me just a second, family, trying to get Facebook to come on. All right. Okay. All right, fam, let's go ahead and do this. Let's pour this wine up. Okay. Y'all ready? Let's pour this wine up. Let me introduce it to you guys. This is a South African red wine by Robinson's Winery. Look at this, ladies. Yes, indeed. Ladies. This is a good one for you guys. And it won't get you guys inebriated. It's only 7 point something. So it'll be really, really, really good for you guys. Okay. All right. So we're going to pour this up. We're going to pour up a bale because we all know what. That's all they ever give us is a what? A bale at the restaurant and charge us about what? 14, what? 99. Isn't that something? All right. I already let it air it out. It's aerated. So, let me show you. This is what I'm using tonight. Look at there. So I get a chance to get an extended bale. Isn't that something? Oh my. Now that's a nice bale. Look at that. Ooh. That's a nice bale, fam, right there. All right. Hey, JP, Prince of Peace. Thank you, Queen Octavia. JP, give us a toast tonight. We're going to let the Prince of Peace give us a toast tonight. All right. And we're going to get into this. Queen Octavia said that bail equals one hitter quitter. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got going on YouTube here. All right. So this, with this new setup, it's a lot different. So we're gonna have to, yes, go ahead and get us Prince of Peace with that toast so that we can pin it up there so everyone can see it. Okay. Gratitude. All right. Waiting on JP, y'all. Waiting on the Prince of Peace to give us this toast. Again, tonight's broadcast or podcast is being brought to you by none other than the Prince of Peace, Queen Octavia, the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter, the code breaker, Queen Kizzy, Tracy and Anthony Love, the priestess Lavelle, also T Swin Man Can't Always Be Wrong podcast, and also I always give him a plug on this book. Love is for suckers, right? Also, we also shout out Dr. Clear. So if you have paraphernalia, please let me know. Dr. Clear has a book out called Creating the Amazing You Journal, all right? And also, we have Rosalind McLean. She has, let me see if I can get that glare off of it for you guys. There it is, Oceans of Thoughts. She has 3 of these, okay? Then she also has a children book out that's Off the Chain. Also, shout out to Kafira, my little cousin. Beat is crafted by Kafira, and they are off the chain. So listen, this is where you come to be shouted out. This is where you come to move your products. So if people are put off by that before we get into our conversation, then lose yourself. This is a grown folk place. Grown folk have patience to be able to move through the preliminaries, right? They're just preliminaries. All right, let's put that up there. All right. Y'all see the toast up there by the Prince of Peace, J.P. Hall. Yes, indeed. Let's give him a hand. All right. The toast tonight says, stay bold, black and beautiful, my people. Let's toast to that. Salute. Ooh, we. Ladies, you all would love that. You all would love that. Let me shout this out again. This is a red wine from South Africa. See if I can get that up there so you guys can see that. Hopefully you can see it. It's a red wine from South Africa. And it is off the chain. All right. Okay. Thank you for that toast, Prince of Peace. All right. Before we get into this conversation, I want you all to listen to something. Okay. I want you all to listen to something. And I've talked to some of you all about this, about Baba Dick Gregory before he transitioned, and peace be upon him. But he was talking about something when it came down to white and black issues. Okay. And tonight we're talking about, again, has race relations improved in America? And I want y'all to hear this. I'm going to pull this up. Okay. And let me know if you all can hear this. And before I go into this, I want to say something about power. People are under the impression that somehow power has the ability to change you. Power does not change you. Power only make you more of who you are. I'll say that again. Hold on, let me set up a little bit straighter. Power doesn't change you. Power only make you more of who you are. I'll say it again. And I know I'm being repetitive or redundant, but because we've been fed so many levels of misinformation and disinformation, it's hard to get at the truth. Because the truth is the only thing that would develop the ability for you to see how things really appear. Right? That's what truth does. Truth allows you to see with clarity. The greater you see with clarity, the more you develop what we call truth, because truth is how things really appear. Yes, truth is how things really appear. I think we're going to have a great time in this. I think y'all going to talk to me, right? Right? Can you all hear that? Okay. All right. Queen Octavia said, not the sound effects. Isn't that something? All right. So then power only makes you more who you are. If you are an unempathetic person, then power only makes you more of that. If you are a social psychopath or a psychopath, it only makes you more of that. If you are a racist or a bigot, it only makes you more of that. It will cause you to manifest on a higher level of that. It will uncloak you. Power will uncloak you and reveal who you really are, right? Getting back to clarity. Power will open a space so that you can see with clarity who an individual really is, unless you're under a spell, like a gospel. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm gonna get into something. I'm gonna talk about something tonight. And before we get into it, I need to get a little wine in me, because I think I want to get a little wound up and get a little loose tonight. I got this new software, and it's allowing me to be able to project the way that I need to, right? Because this is what Wind Down Wednesday, Therapy with a Sip, grown folk conversation. Again, if you ain't grown, do what? Get your ass out there. That's yes, indeed. Gratitude, Prince of Peace. Sounds on sounds. Nice sounds on sounds. Gratitude. Listen, let's take another toast. Let me give my premier toast, and we're going to get into this conversation. Oh, yeah, the conversation is always worth waiting for if you want to have a grown folks conversation. 0217 in the house, baby, one for kind two. Listen, how's everything going? Yes, indeed. Gratitude. Thank you for joining us. That's my homie, y'all. That's one of my homies from 217. That's Illinois. Yes, indeed. Hey, Juan, I'm checking out this new software that we were able to commandeer because of the support from the sponsors that has allowed us to get this new software. And if you probably can see it, you can see that we are projecting a lot better, right? And we're not going to have those interruptions and those buffering and stall out elements, except we're being shadow banned. Yes, indeed. So look, so let me give my infamous toast. As always, may you live forever, and shall I never die. Salute. For those of you that may be joining us, that's a South African red wine, a sweet red wine from South Africa. So again, tonight's topic we're going to be dealing with, has race relations improved in America? So what I want to do, I want to pull up something for you guys to take a look at. And we're going to critique that, and we're going to have a conversation. So with this new software, I'm able to share with you all information so that we can go more in depth. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let me see if I can pull this up for you guys.
All right, folks, we continue our post-election analysis, talking to our Wisdom of the Elders segment. And so we had Reverend Jackson on Monday, Clarence Jones, MLK's attorney, on Tuesday. Joining us today, civil rights activist, comedian, Dick Gregory. How you doing, my brother?
I'm fantastic. Having fun.
Absolutely.
Feel good.
This path forward. Yes. Folks are apoplectic, upset, mad, angry.
Anytime you vote for the lesser of the two evils, you evil yourself.
You all hear that?
That's how Hitler came to power. Okay? We don't see that. But you got to be evil. Here's a guy who rapes a woman once a month, another guy rapes a woman once a day, and you got to pick one to babysit for you. You're evil. And that's what America, that's how Hitler came to power. See, few people know Hitler won that election by 288 votes. Okay? And almost wiped the world out. So you can get by with that with the church, but you can't get by with that with the universe that made the moon, the sun, and the stars. And that's where we are.
You got people who are concerned, where do we go from here?
You don't go nowhere. It's not your business. That's your business. If Trump, if you ever saw Trump's television shows, brilliant. So how you get so stupid all at once? If I went to apply for a job collecting garbage, they would ask me to bring in my last year's tax return. You run for president, you don't have to bring his in, and y'all tolerate it and don't know where it's going. That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
What do you say to that activist, to that young person, to that elder who's saying, okay, what do I do for the next 4 years?
You can do nothing. You're not going to make 4 years. This country won't make 4 years. It's over.
Now, when you say it's over, what does that mean?
It means decline. The Romans, the Greeks, the Egyptians, all of them fell. Okay? All of them fell. You see it.
So what should we do? Because Jim over here talks about the resistance.
Please.
They had a resistance with even going against Hitler.
Please. The Jews didn't know what Hitler was doing. Okay? Our problem is we think we part of this government, and you're not.
Yes, sir. All right, folks.
Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? Let me know if you all could hear me. Did y'all catch that? Greetings, T. Swin, Man Can't Always Be Wrong podcast host is in the house. Gratitude, loud and clear. Hey, I already shouted you out, T. If you weren't in the house, listen, I told him I've been taking tutorial classes with T. Swin. Yes, indeed. Oh, Queen Basu already shouted you out. I see you came in. Yes, indeed. But did y'all catch the conversation? And this is very important because Baba D. Gregory, before he transitioned, and peace be upon him, he was trying to share something with us. What he was trying to say is that anytime something between our counterparts is happening with them, we think that we have to intervene. But what he specifically said was, and you know what? Let me go back and play this again because I really want us to get this. Is that all right? Can I go back and play this again? Oh, you called it Queen Basu? Queen Basu said, yeah, we did catch it. It's important to realize why he was saying that. Because if you go back to the Civil War wasn't between us and them. The Civil War was between them and them. They were killing uncles and nephews and cousins, and because of how they thought and what their mentalities were. So what Dick Gregory is trying to get us to understand is that that hasn't changed. He said, but if we get out of the way and allow them to clash again, then what that would do is allow us to ascend back to the place where we ruled. Y'all gonna talk to me tonight? Let's talk about this, right? Let's talk about how has race relations improved in America. I doubt it very seriously. I would say no, 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 and no. What say you? I say no, 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 and no. Okay. Let's see what Queen Octavia said. Queen Octavia says, we had no part, get out of the way. They would take care of themselves. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. Did you all catch that? Okay. All right. Next thought. One for counter 217. We think we are a part of this when we really aren't. Listen, they laugh at us, man. They like, dumb. Let's see what T. Swin says. One has to be wise enough to know when it does not involve us and don't give them a chance to attach us to whatever propaganda they push. I agree. Absolutely. Oh, boy, y'all on tonight. Thank you, T. Swin, for putting me up on this software. Y'all shout out to T. Swin, because T. Swin, he came to me. He told me, he said, hey, he said this. Your information is too good for you to be wasting it over what they're doing to you. Listen, here's some software. Get this, do this, and I'll work with you on it. Shout out to him. Y'all understand me? We got some real hard hitters in the house. Listen, we hit hard in Wind Down Wednesday, baby. Therapy with a sip. Grown folk conversation, right? Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's what we do. Oh, Queen Lalisa is in the house, y'all. 217. 217 is in the house. Greetings, Queen. Haven't seen you in a while. Enjoy your energy. Listen, let me put this up. T. Swin. Shout out to T. Swin. Thank you for upgrading Wind Down Wednesday, baby. Yes, indeed. Let's give T. Swin a hand, fam. Put those emojis out there. Listen here, because we up, we on the up, baby. We leveling up. Listen, and we know we got haters. Hey, listen, I got not only do I have haters, y'all, but let me leave that alone. But anyway, yes, indeed. Thank you all for listening here. T. Swin, man, you the man. But I got stalkers and everything out here, y'all. Y'all wouldn't believe it, but you would. Let's take us another toast. Shit. Salute, salute, salute. All right. The next toast that we're gonna do, Lavelle, you're gonna give that toast. All right. Yeah, you're gonna get that toast. The next toast. When I tell you, said sip again. If you put it out there, Queen, I tell you, listen, see, I'm a pin it. Y'all. We got this new system up, y'all. We can keep on flowing. Our conversation can flow. We can put it out there and everybody can know what you're saying, right? This is what we're doing. And this is the best thing that has happened to us since sliced bread. Uh-oh, y'all, she in the house. Look at her. Let me put up there, y'all, so y'all can see who it is. Look who in the house, y'all. Always fashionably late, as usual, but she gonna come in and pack the house. She a powerhouse, y'all. That's my little daughter. I got all kind of daughters on here. The priestess on here. I got them out there. Isn't that something? We haven't seen Sergeant at Arms. Kiana hasn't come in yet, has she? Okay, so what did you all, let's get back to this. Some of you all may have missed the little short vid that we did, but what do you guys really think of that? With him saying that, with Roland asking him those questions, he told him, he said, it ain't none of our business. Isn't that what he said? He said it wasn't our business. We're always trying to fix something for somebody, but who? Ourselves. We don't fix anything for ourselves. So when you look at this, let me share something with you guys. A very, very, very good friend of mine, a professor friend of mine, later on became a colleague of mine. And he was European for educational purposes only. Here's what he shared with me. He's transitioned, and peace be upon him. His name was Dr. Robert Haney. Here's what he shared with me. Now, it's my story to tell, and I never told it while he was still living. But after he transitioned, it became my story to tell. But what he shared with me was, he said, never trust white people. And this is for educational purposes only. Not only did he say that, but guess what else he said, fam? He said, not even me. I'm like, what do you mean, Doc? Not even you. He said, because there is a system in place that will super exceed anything that I could say that could quite possibly help you. And I was like, oh my God. Right? So he says, never put yourself in that position. And this is what we have done, which is why we've never been able to advance and ascend back to the throne. Let me share something with you all. Educational purposes only. See, here's what you have to understand. And I'm getting ready to go with science, and I'm probably going to catch flack for this, but it's okay. I'm going to go with science. For those of you that don't know, I'm well educated. Please. So I'm going to go with science. So there was a doctor by the name of Gregor Mendel. You can look him up right now. You can Google him. He dealt with dominant and recessive genes. This is Wind Down Wednesday, therapy with a simple grown folk conversation. If you're not grown, get your ass out the room. But Gregor Mendel, what he did was he developed the concept of those particular genes, dominant and recessive. What was concluded from that study was that there is one group of people, only one group of people that has a dominant gene. Only one. Are you listening to me? There is only one group of people that has a dominant gene, and they are the humanity of this universe. There is no other humanity outside. Come again? For educational purposes only. This is a fact. This is scientific proof. I just heard something in my ear. Hold on, fam. This is a scientific fact. Recessive and dominant genes. But there is only one group of people that are considered to be humanity. And why do we say this? I taught on this over 30 years ago. I'm not repeating what someone else said. I taught on this over 30 years ago. Okay? So listen to me. Hang in here. Don't leave out. Catch the information. Here's the thing that we have a tendency not to do, that when we hear something, that we may not agree with, we quickly shut down as opposed to really listening to hear what is being said. Okay? So when you look at the word humanity, the prefix in that particular word is hue, H-U-E, right? We all know what hue means. Hue means colored, means color people. But however, when you look at the research shares with you that the dominant gene are those that have brown to dark colored eyes and kinky hair. I said it again. Light brown to dark colored eyes and kinky hair represent those that have what? The dominant gene. So they're dominant. And then so the opposite of that are those that have the multicolored eyes with straight hair. They have what we refer to as the recessive gene. Okay, so now let's put this all together. And this is for educational purposes only. We're in no way trying to assassinate anyone's character or anyone's heritage or any of those types of things, right? So when you look at this, when you look at the dominant versus the recessive, you have to understand something there. If it is a recessive gene, then it means that over a period of time, what it will do is die off. It cannot reproduce. So now when we look at what's going on scientifically, when we look at what's going on, our counterparts are at 0 birth rate. Okay, so they're projecting into the future by so many years that in America, the dominant race would be Black and brown people due to the fact that our counterparts cannot reproduce at the level that we do. Why? Because they carry a recessive gene, which is one of the reasons why you have more interracial relationships. Why is that? For educational purposes only, so that their seed can survive. They may not, but what they will do is interject their seed into something else that could provide for them, so that in their minds, as the environment becomes conducive again for them to come and rule and reign, then they will appear again like they did in antiquity. Oh, y'all ain't gonna talk to me tonight. I may be doing too much talking. I'll let y'all talk. Let's go with this family. Recessive and dominant genes. Let's go with this. Have race relations improved in America? Let me look at the timeline. Let me see. T Swin says, I felt the same way about January the 6th. Not my problem. Yes, sir. Excuse me. Queen Basu says, I think we need to keep line dancing, growing communities, cucumbers, and drinking water. Okay. And mind our own business. Mind your own business. Okay. Queen Octavia says, we take care of everything and everyone but us. Exactly. Oh, y'all popping corn. We out here. We out here. Queen Octavia says, profound statement. Yes, indeed. I'm going down the line, y'all. They didn't fool around and gave us this platform, y'all. We can work this sucker to death. Work that sucker to death. Queen Basu says it's not our fight. No, get your ass out the way. Get somewhere and sit down. Always out here talking about something. Sit your ass down. And for those of you that don't know, ass is not an expletive. All right. JP says, right to whom prevail and dominate Black people. If we don't encourage ourselves, no one else will. What the Queen Octavia says, we have always been the helpers and healers. I wonder if that's a genotype. Yeah, they call seers. Let me put that out there. They're called seers. They're called seers. I see you on. Yes, sir. Let me put this up there. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody good? All right. Priestess Lavelle, you still in the house? Give us this toast, y'all. We ain't gonna hang long. We just coming here to have this conversation. We're testing this new software, so we can listen. We can go ahead on and level up and have these conversations and be able to insert information so that we can critique it and have even a greater conversation. And if you want to come on, it's going to be easier for you to come on. I can send you a link. We can pull you right in. We won't have to be looking for you like, okay, where is he? Where is she? How come I can't get her on here? Listen, with this software. And listen, I'm still taking classes with T. Swin. So please note that I'm still taking classes with T. Swin. So we building this. We working with this. Okay. So again, with this software, we're able to simultaneously stream to Wind Down Wednesday, to the Truth Session, and also to YouTube. Okay. So we're doing all of that where we was having a phone, an iPad, and everything to try to stream to get you all this information. So now we're in one place. So here's what I want you all to do. If you're still in the room, I need you to donate, because there's some other software that I need to get that T. Swin shared with me, that, hey, you need this software to be able to break certain things down and do different types of promos. And that cost, you have to pay per monthly. They don't let you just outright buy anything anymore. You have to pay monthly for it. Okay? So, family, please put out there where to donate so that I can pin it. Okay? Listen, Cash App, PayPal. Listen, donate. If you're able to, then do it. Don't withhold your hand. Don't do that. Have empathy. Care. Share. Because sharing is what? Caring. Okay? All right. So, okay. All right. There it is. Thank you, Prince of Peace. Here's how you can donate. And if you donate before we get off, listen, I would definitely shout you out. Okay? Again, tonight's sponsors are the Prince of Peace, Queen Octavia, the Master Teacher, Kizzy, Tracy and Anthony Love, also Priestess Lavelle, and also T. Swin, Man Can't Always Be Wrong podcast. And also we want to shout out Turning a Moment into a Movement, J Love. Also Black Moses Freedom Festival Queen, Basu. Black Sis Nefertim. Also CTR Media Network, She Truckin', Miss Moore. Crown Vibes, WPTP FM radio 100.1 out of Chattanooga. So yeah. Thank you for that, priestess. The priestess gave us a toast, y'all. Toast to peace, love, joy, and success. All right. Salud. Thank you for your donation, Prince of Peace. Thank you for your donation, Queen Octavia. Let me see if anyone else has donated. Okay. All right. To all that may come in later that'll donate, gratitude for your donations. All right, so y'all, we on the last leg of this. What say you? It's on you. I spoke a little bit on it, but you all know that we could listen. We could really say some things, but why am I saying? Let me go with it like this. When you're dealing with a dominant and a recessive gene, what you have to understand is that a recessive gene is destructive. In other words, it destructurizes itself. So everything that it touches is going to destructurize it, which we call what? Destruction. So when you look at the world, the whole universe is in chaos. Why is it in chaos? It is in chaos because our European counterparts are in authority. If you put something that is recessive in authority, then it can only be what it is. And if you empower it, it only becomes more of what it is for educational purposes only. So if you empower something that is degenerate, then it can only degenerate everything that it comes in contact with. And that's exactly what it is doing. If you look at the chaos that is happening, and just for point of information, there is no such place called the Middle East. The Middle East, that's made up. That the place that they're calling for educational purposes only, you can look it up for yourself, for educational purposes only, the place that they're calling Israel has never been Israel. Israel has never been a place. Are you listening to me? The only time that it became a place was in 1948, David Ben-Gurion, when he went to the League of Nations that later on became what we refer to as in the United States, I call it in a minute. Put it out there, somebody. But it was formerly the League of Nations. So David Ben-Gurion went to the League of Nations and petitioned them. And what did they do? They gave them the Palestinians' land. Places have always been Palestine, and it always will be. You can try to steal anything that you want to steal, but guess what? The thief would always be found out. Why am I saying this? Because this is very important, that you have to understand everything that you're looking at and listening to is dealing with trickery and deceit, because there has never been a place called Israel. Those of us that study and research, we know this, but the masses don't. Because why? 80% of the people receive that information from where? From the media. And the media is what? Is giving information that is being fed to those to them from those that what? Rule everything. Thank you, Queen Octavia. United Nations, which was formerly called what? The League of Nations. So they changed it to the United Nations. Right? So what they did was they started displacing the Palestinians. And everybody on that platform, real content creators, I know you may not want to touch this because we get shadow banned or we get shut down. They're going to take our stuff off. They're going to say you cannot criticize Israel, right? But if you allow this stuff to continue to do what it's doing, ultimately it's going to affect you. Let me tell you something. These microphones that they're allowing us to have right now are temporary. Here we go. They're temporary. They're temporary. So use it so that it has the greatest impact. So that you will be remembered for one of those that stood up for justice, righteousness, right? So, hey, do what's right with the microphone. With the microphone. Okay. Can you all hear me? Hold on 1 second for me. All right. Remember what I shared with you about that. Hey, when you talk about certain things, they will start messing with your feed. And y'all see what just happened to our feed, right? And this doesn't happen in this software, right? Queen Octavia says there is a definite division among the races. Somehow it is perceived that white is right. I think otherwise, and I think we all do in this room. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yes, I did freeze for a sec, and I think it was on purpose. Yeah. Yeah. But listen, so if you all don't have any other comments, we're going to cut here because they're not going to let us continue with this conversation. They're going to keep on freezing us. Y'all know what's happening. So with that, let's wrap up our last comments, and then we're going to get out of here. We hear you, Facebook. We hear you, YouTube. We hear you. Yes, indeed. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get ready to get out of here. So are there any other comments that anyone wants to make before we get out of here concerning has race relations improved in America? Y'all know we only get little bits and pieces to be able to interject before the confusion starts. Right? Okay, fam. All right, fam. So look. Yes, indeed. Absolutely, T-Swin. Race relations are going backwards as designed. Yes, indeed. I agree with that. And with that, fam, we'll end on that note. Let's take us a toast and we're going to get out of here on what T-Swin said. And also, we'll give him another shout out. But we're going to give T-Swin a shout out. Right? Love is for suckers. He's out there. He put this information on the timeline. Right? The Prince of Peace says we all need and have let's stay together. People race relations has definitely not improved. We have been disillusioned to think so. Reconnect and disconnect from the matrix. Okay. And Queen Octavia says, I'm just pondering what is the end goal to all of this, more than just prime real estate. Yeah, it's all right, fam. The last of my little bell. Salute, salute, salute. All right, fam, listen. Hold what you got. Muse over it. Cogitate upon it. Ponder on it. Meditate upon it. But by all means, do what? Govern yourselves accordingly. All right, fam.